Greetings, Autobots, and welcome back. We're jumping back into the Studio series tonight, and for the newly christened Gamer Edition, which, ironically enough, was denamed from that, if you will, but it's still Gamer Edition in spirit. And I've got quite the interesting one for you tonight, folks. This figure is a real oddball. It has baffled the community at large, has created so much discourse and discontent, and honestly, I don't know what to feel about this guy. So, I'll try my best to explain. This is the Transformers Studio Series Devastation Deluxe Class Optimus Prime. Now, unlike the War for Cybertron figures, this comes from the video game Transformers Devastation, which I have and absolutely adore. It's a hack and slash beat 'em up action adventure game like Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance and Bayonetta. It's even made by the same team, but history lesson for another time. Let's look at the packaging. So we have here the lovely Transformers Studio Series new packaging, Devastation Optimus Prime. We have a fantastic looking piece here of Optimus and his vehicle mode. We're going to come back to this later on in the review. People know why. And we have a return of the plastic windows, so people can't steal parts and ruin people's day. On the back, the Studio Series Deluxe Class, we come to the back of the box. We have a screenshot from the game. It says, Optimus Prime stops the Decepticons from turning Earth into a new Cybertron. Transforms in 21 steps. We have picture here. Now you can probably see right off the bat the truck mode is looking a little bit different. It's quite rough looking, but we'll discuss that later. You can see here he has a matrix chamber, which I'm just gonna burst your bubble right now. I hate to be a spoil sport. He never actually used the matrix in the game, so this accessory is kind of a waste, but semantics aside, transforms in 21 steps, official authentic Transformers product, and that's about it. We have Devastation Optimus on the side and the artwork, and the top says Devastation Optimus Prime. So that's about it for the packaging. We also come with the instruction booklet, but that's just a piece of paper and we really don't need it. I've already memorized the steps, so be gone. Let's bring in the ball of the hour. Here we have Transformers Devastation Deluxe Class Optimus Prime. And I'm going to jump the gun by saying the robot mode is the best of the two modes. It's actually pretty faithful for the most part to the robot mode in the video game. But looking at we can look at the box for comparison and keep that in frame. You see Prime has cell shading, as Devastation has a very animation art style, very animation-like art style with cell shading and texture lines, and the box has cell shading all over the character, but only the chest, which is a bit of a disappointment considering we had Siege Optimus with cell shaded tampograpphs all over the body. But we'll give this praise, we'll give the figure praise where it's due. It is a deluxe, so we can't belly it too much, but I do try to remain objective, so I'll give you the best critique I can. The overall look of the figure is quite faithful to the game model. It has that sort of Dreamwave puffiness where the harsher edges are a bit rounder and more soft looking, but it still maintains that animation accurate appeal that I really enjoy. And something quite unusual for an Optimus is he actually has a real ab, or a real grill. This is both for robot and alternate mode. And that head sculpt is just superb. It is straight out of the game. It has that rounded sort of puffiness that the game model had, but it still commands that strong vibe that Optimus has. Come to think of it, I kind of wish they released this for the 86 Commander class. I should do a video on him soon. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see Transformers 86 Commander class Optimus Prime covered on the channel. His arms are a little bit scuffed because this is the angle you're supposed to have them sitting at, or like this, and there's always going to be this nub sticking out, which is kind of annoying, but it's not the worst thing ever. It's just a pet peeve. The legs are a little bit inaccurate as these wheels don't stick out on the actual in-game model. And then you come to the back and he looks like he just took, you know, one of those scalpels you used to chip off paint on your, or chip off excess plastic on your Warhammer miniatures. It looks like someone just took that and slashed his back off because god damn boy is Slim Jim. But it's not the worst case of backpack I've seen. It does clean up nicely. And I actually kind of prefer this to the Earthrise's double cheek look, but it isn't completely accurate to the game model, so I gotta knock it for that. But it is a deluxe, so, you know, that's the problem. I have to be objective while also being fair at the same time. I have to put my biases aside because this is an Optimus, but I'm going to put this fella through the ringer. But hopefully you'll be able to see something special in this figure that I do too, because despite its issues, I do recommend it, but I'm jumping the gun. So let's talk posability. Prime is rocking a full degree of rotation at the shoulder. He has hot rod shoulders, so they bend upwards instead of at this angle. Unfortunate, but it's not the worst thing ever. It's not the end of the world, it just looks kind of bad. The head has a rocker joint, so you can just bring it up on this panel. That sort of soft pegs into place. You can rotate it the full 360. Nothing at the wrists, though you do have some degree of rotation at the elbow. The waist can swivel, though it gets a bit obstructed when you try to move it too far because of these butt wheels. And the legs can kick up that far, pull about just 90 at the knee, and the feet have a toe down and a seriously good rocker. So the posability, it's pretty average, but the thing is, this guy can pull off the look. He has that factor, I'm not even sure what you would call it, the X factor or whatever, where it just makes it work. You can pull off some pretty good poses with this guy. And I think high time we bring out his accessory, because Prime comes with his Energon Axe. And this one has these motion blur effects, which I'm a bit iffy on because it does look kind of cool, but at the same time, unless you have it under light, the detail kind of gets lost. I'm sort of angling it here so you can see the nice streaks on the paint. But it tabs in to either one of his hands. A very thick tab, might I add. It's quite sturdy. So you can give him a sort of, like he's swinging his axe. And you can kind of recreate maybe a shot in the game. I remember there was a piece of promo art where he's standing up the Megatron. And he's just going slashing, hacking at him. So you can pull off some basic poses, but I think it's just the overall look of Optimus that really helps to pull this guy out of the average pit when it comes to his posing, if that makes any sense. So yeah, posability, it's okay. It's nothing to sneeze at, but it's nothing exceptional either. It's not going to make you write home to the family about it, being like, oh my goodness, you gotta check this figure, he's so freaking good. Now, transformation time. I think this is a pretty fun transformation. It's simple but memorable and has some pretty cool quirks along the way. So first off, what you're going to want to do is just take Prime's head, rotate that 180, come to the back here, take his wheels. You can just move the arms up to get them out of your way, and then they will clip in. There's a tab and a slot that are going to go into the bumper. Push this in, and that will allow you to bring this panel down, and it will sit like this. Now what are you going to want to do? You're just going to want to take the whole waist section here and rotate this 180. Come to the legs, and you will see there's half of what will become the trailer hitch. And you're just going to want to bring those out until they lock into place. This will allow you to free up the wheel mechanisms later on. So what do we want to do now? Ah yes, you're going to want to take these side panels with the grey paint and just lightly, just gently push your thumbs in and move them back. Now, there is a problem that could happen. Now, I'm lucky enough that I haven't experienced anything like this yet because I haven't followed this guide, but when transforming these bits, these tabs are going to go into these slots, and they have been known to break if you transform it incorrectly. So I'm going to show you Autobot's foolproof method to transforming the legs. So first, spread it a little bit, and that will allow clearance from his codpiece or his crotch. Then push that in until it sort of aligns, and then just push that in, and there you go, nice and secured with no fear of breakages. I'll also detail the correct way to untab those pieces, just in case. It's kind of hard to get a good angle, so I'll just try and show it here. That's better. So just spread the leg a little bit and then collapse it in, and you can then tap the legs together and that'll stay in like that. Take the grill and push it out. Take the toes, collapse them in the way. Flip up what will be the gas cans. I say that in big quotation marks because what the hell is that? It looks like it's got bullet holes in it. Take the wheel wells and just push them in. And there you have the back of the truck all done. Now, to finish off the transformation, take the arms or the fists and just collapse them in so these lights are facing you. Standard Optimus fare, you're just going to bring the arms into a 90-degree angle, rotate them back and peg them. There's a tab on the shoulder that will go into a slot on the head assembly. So keep that pulled out, and this is kind of a tricky bit. So you're just going to want to push the bumper down a smidge and work the fist behind the grill, because there's a tab that's going to go into a slot on this bumper, and it will just fit in like so. So repeat the same process on the other side. Tab that just plugs in there. Bring the fist or the arm around. Just maneuver this. Give it a bit of, don't be afraid to give it a little bit of force, but just be careful not to flex or stress the plastic. But it stays in, and there's no issues with tolerances in that regard. And that's it. There we have Transformers Devastation Deluxe Class Optimus Prime in his vehicle mode. And this is where my main criticism with this figure lies, because the alternate mode just looks really phoned in, like they weren't even trying. And I say this as someone who enjoys this figure. The alt mode is definitely the weakest. Up here is fine, but then you just have the gaps here, the toe mater looking bucktooth. Like, I'm expecting this Optimus to just roll up and be like, "Shoo, hey Bumblebee, you want to go down to Radiator Springs? Go watch the Dynaco 500. Like, just something stupid like that. And I don't know, it just looks so dumb. Every time I see it, I just imagine, like, he's got a big bucktooth, like, he looks like a baby. He looks like a baby. But it just, they really shackled themselves by making this a deluxe. If they pushed it to a Voyager, we could have had leg compressing. We could have had the legs collapse in to even just cover up this unsightly gap and make the truck a bit more proportionate. But it's just the cab that really irks me. But apart from that, it is a fun transformation. I do enjoy this toy, but objectively, it is very flawed, and I have mixed feelings about it, because on the one hand, it's not the worst thing ever, but on the other hand, Hasbro, do better. I know how corny that sounds, but genuinely, you have the money, you have the resources, you, well, have the staff. You can make better than this, but let's get into the detail. So that cell shading really pops in the truck mode. You have some color break up here with the different shades of red. The painted red's a bit darker there, and you can see not too much detail. Just wish there was another thing too, is the actual in-game truck. There's a grey stripe going around here. So we're missing that. We do at least have the Autobot insignia, which is always nice. But for an Optimus Prime, and more so the first of the Devastation Studio series, it's not off to the best start. But let's try and be kind, because it is fun to transform, and color wise it does look good. I do like the colors and the transformation is really cool. It's just the look of it, and these little things here needed more time. I mean, you could maybe, no, I was thinking maybe you could sort of push the bumper up to hide that bit there, but it's no good. You can't move it. So yeah, a really disappointing truck mode. I just can't help but feel like Hasbro shortchanged us here. But I'm also gonna say I'm not gonna look at the Matrix because he doesn't use it in the game. It's there in his chest. You just open up the chest windows. But I don't really care. The Matrix doesn't really do anything, and quite frankly, I think it's a waste of budget. It's not even painted. There's no paint on it at all. Now, Prime does have weapon storage. You can use this tab that goes into a slot on his leg on the back of the truck bed. Oh, bump the camera there. And that just plugs in there. See, I'll give my 2 cents on this. Do I think you should buy this figure? Well, it's an A-level figure, so it's going to be on shelves for longer than a usual Transformer would. And at its current price, I don't think it's worth its full asking price. Maybe wait for a sale. But if you're an Optimus Prime collector, or you just think this figure looks nice, I mean, either way, no opinion's invalidated. I'm not going to gatekeep what figures you do or you should get, because really it's completely subjective, but there is objective quality, which I hope I'm able to present in these reviews or critiques, whatever you want to call them. So we'll close out just by transforming him back. So now, getting the arms out can be a little bit of a faff, but what I like to do is just pull on these slightly just to untab them. It just makes pulling these out a little bit easier. I hate that because then I feel like I'm going to chip the paint. Ugh. Don't like that at all. Now, there is a light of hope here, but I'm going to transform them first and then give you my opinion on it. Oh, here's the little bit I was telling you about. So just transform this to free up the head for the time being. Tap that in, rotate, get these arms out of the road. So what you're going to want to do here is just gently push these to untap them. Don't try and pull the cap down, otherwise you might shear those tabs off. And then split the legs and bring them down, and there you have it. And there you have Devastation, Optimus Prime back in his robot mode. Now, do I recommend you buy this figure? Honestly, yes. But if you're not convinced by what I've shown you here, definitely wait for a sale, or maybe just watch a video on him, because he definitely isn't for everyone. And I say this as someone who enjoys this figure. I don't love it. I definitely don't love it. But as an Optimus Prime, it just leaves a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. But it's not all doom and gloom, because Hasbro have recently been doing remakes of old Studio Series toys. So my hope is, with enough people saying airing their grievances with the sculpt and the overall engineering of this figure. Maybe we could get a remake of this, whether it be a deluxe with better engineering and sculpt, or a Voyager, because they said they want to make this a deluxe so you could scale him with the upcoming Transformers 86 Devastator, which I will be collecting. That is, if the price ain't too dear, of course. So, yeah, a very divisive figure, but one that I think does have its merits and its flaws. So, I think that about covers it for this video. This was my review on the Transformers Devastation Studio Series Optimus Prime. And let me know in the comments below what you thought of this figure, what you thought of this video, what figures you would like me to review next, whether it be Transformers, video games, books, or even just random little trinkets and doodads here and there. So I think that about covers everything I wanted to say. This was the Transformers Studio Series Devastation Deluxe Optimus Prime, and this is Autobot ASMR, signing off for the day. Autobots, transform and roll out.